Hello everyone, welcome to this video on types of credit risk. In next few slides, I'm going to explain you about which are the types of credit risk that banks, financial institutions and other credit grantors may face. As you all are aware that credit risk is a key risk faced by the lending institutions, and hence it is very important to understand the various aspects of credit risk. So let me start by sharing with you some examples which will give you an idea about the credit risk and its types. As you can see here in this particular slide, I have taken 5 examples. The first example says that the bank purchases a bond and the issuer of the bond is not able to pay the coupon on time. Now what does this mean? This basically means that the issuer of the bond has delayed and is on the payment of the coupon. Coupons are paid periodically. The payment frequency could be semi-annual, quarterly or yearly. So if there is any delay in the payment of coupon by the issuer, the subscriber, which is the bank in this case, faces a problem. Similarly, the second example, if you look at, in this particular example, the bank has given a loan and the borrower has delayed on the payment of interest and principal for 2 months. Now, here also there is a delay in the payment like the first example. But the third example is little different from the first two. It is about trading in shares of a company whereby the counterparty, which could be the seller here, because the seller has not been able to deliver the shares, which has resulted into the auction of shares, which means the seller has defaulted, so somebody else will pitch in and deliver the shares. The fourth example is about a company whose rating has fallen from AA to A. So rating migration also keeps on happening. Companies see either an improvement in the rating or a deterioration in the rating. And the final example is of a home loan where the borrower has failed to pay the home loan. The bank has sold the house and realized 80% of the loan. Now, what is common between all these 5 examples? These examples give us an idea about what exactly is the credit risk. Okay, the most important point to understand is that credit risk does not arise suddenly with a default. Credit risk is often identified with default, but default does not happen overnight. In many cases, the quality of the borrower, the quality of the issuer of the instrument, a home loan borrower, takes time to deteriorate. And that's why it's important to understand what is causing the default, because default is a kind of end point of a credit risk. Okay, what do I mean by that is that the credit risk will be built into system with a deterioration in certain things as well. Okay, the end result would be when the payment does not happen or the fulfillment of obligation does not happen. So we should not always identify credit risk with just the default, because if we want to understand credit risk, we also need to understand how is the quality of the counterparty changing. Okay, but when it comes to the definition, okay, we need to be rather more specific, and that's why let me define the credit risk before I go into the types of credit risk by telling you is the credit risk is most simply defined as the potential that a bank, borrower or counterparty will fail to meet its obligation in accordance with the agreed terms. So it's talking about a potential. It's just a likelihood or a probability that the counterparty will not be able to fulfill the obligation. It is not indicating just the default, it is also incorporating those probabilities and those deteriorations that we discussed in the previous slide. Okay, so that's how we look at the credit risk. But the idea of discussing this video is to take you through types of credit risk. So let me move on to the types of credit risk and give you an idea about what exactly are the different types of credit risk. Okay, so before we go into that, let us see what could potentially give rise to the credit risk. Of course, the most common reason, as most of you would know, is the lending business or the loans which banks give or financial institutions give. But as I said in the beginning, and I'm reiterating, and you would have seen the examples as well, the loan only cannot cause the credit risk. So banks are increasingly facing credit risk, if you see, because of multiple reasons, okay, other than loans, which are also causing the credit risk to arise, like interbank transactions, trade financing, where you have letter of credit kind of transaction happening, foreign exchange transactions. There is something called as Herstatt risk, which is a very famous risk that happened with a bank in Germany, and that's an optimal or an ideal example of what is called as the foreign exchange risk. And then the risk that may arise also with various financial instruments such as futures, swaps, which are derivatives contract broadly, bonds, equities are financial instruments, and you can also have guarantees, commitments, which may cause the credit risk. Okay, so having looked at all these aspects, and understood various types or various factors that could give rise to credit risk, let us try to put it in buckets. Okay, we will take an example from the Deutsche Bank annual report, where they have listed and said that credit risk arises from all transactions, whether actual, contingent, or potential claims. So the annual report is very clearly mentioning here that the credit risk may arise from an actual or a contingent liability. A contingent liability could be a liability which is related to the derivatives transaction, and it may stay outside the books of a bank, off balance sheet item, as we call them as. Okay, so let me reiterate that credit risk arises from all transactions, whether actual, contingent, or potential claim against any counterparty, borrower, obligor, or issuer. So every time, you may have a borrower as the counterparty, an issuer also as the counterparty, like issuer of a bond, as we discussed. Okay, and these transactions are typically part of non-trading lending activities, as well as direct lending activities, okay, which may be there, which may be involved in the process of credit risk creation in a bank and financial institution. Okay, now having looked at this, let us proceed and see what will cause the credit risk and create types of credit risk. So what will cause credit risk is in a way discussed, but let us now move specifically to the types of credit risk. So you can have a migration risk, which I have already discussed. So when the rating of a borrower moves from one particular rating to the other rating, you will call it as a migration. That is the credit migration in terms of ratings. Okay, so migration could also happen when the borrower's credit quality is deteriorating, and that needs to be monitored. Of course, default risk will be part of that. Okay, but many times it can so happen that a borrower is not having an issue or a problem, but the country from which he is operating, or the institution is operating, or the entity is operating, okay, uh, you know has some issues, and this kind of credit risk will arise because of direct sovereign intervention or policies. Okay, this is something which may not be directly linked to the borrower, but more linked to how a country or a sovereign adopts its policy towards the payments, and that may have an impact on the ability of a borrower or an obligor to make the payment. So that's the second part of the credit risk. The first part is obviously the default or the migration. The third is the settlement risk. Settlement means there are many transactions which do not settle immediately. Like when we go to a shop and buy some things, we pay cash and get the goods. But when you buy something like a share in the equity market, it has a settlement cycle of T+2, which means what is traded today will settle in 2 days. So from traded date to the settlement date, the position of the counterparty may undergo a change, and because of which the settlement risk may arise. The settlement risk is the risk which will typically be said to arise from any existing, contingent, or potential future positive exposure that you have, which means you have either you have typically when you have a receipt which will come from future obligation, then that will create a credit risk for you. You also have the concentration risk. The concentration risk is a risk that arises because the portfolio may be concentrated towards a particular industry or a particular segment of the economy, and that's where there may be a huge risk. Like what we have seen during COVID times, that banks and financial institutions who have got huge exposure to hospitality sector have seen a big amount of a great degree of stress. Okay, some of the sectors have not faced that problem, but if your portfolio is skewed towards such sectors, the concentration risk may arise. Okay, typically when there is a problem. So some financial institutions may have exposure to exclusive borrowers, and there can be a huge risk that will arise, and some of them may be having exposure to an industry which may not be doing well, and that's why they may face the concentration risk. So when we talk about the credit risk and its types, we need to know that credit risk is not just about the default, it is also about the settlement risk, it is also about the migration risk, it is also about the counterparty risk. Okay, these are the various types of credit risk if I have to define them. This was a short video from my side, and the attempt was to help you understand the types of credit risk. Okay, I hope you got the crux of it. In case you need further details, you can reach out to me as well. The best way to reach out to me is to put a comment below the video in case you want to learn further. And finally, I just want to request you to please subscribe to this channel for such kind of videos in future which will help you enhance your understanding. Thank you for watching this. I am Vivek Sharma, and please do watch other videos of mine as well. Thank you.